A very good evening, namaskar to all of you. My name is Captain Zoya Agarwal and I'm a commander on the Boeing 777s. With our Dhwaj Vahak, our flag carrier, I'm proud to be a part of Air India. And I'm so glad to be amongst all you young future captains, CEOs, business leaders, prime ministers, presidents, astronauts. The world's your oyster. I'm so happy to inspire each and every single one of you. So today, I'm here to tell a story. Do you want to know whose story is this? Any guesses? It's about an 8-year-old girl. Take a guess, what's her name? Yes. It's about an 8-year-old girl named Zoya, who used to sit on top of her terrace and she used to look up on the sky, dreaming that glitzy dream of hers where she used to spot the tiny jumbo jets amongst those starry constellations when she would just spend hours with doe-eyed eyeballs tracing the condensation trails of those jumbo jets which have taken off from Indira Gandhi International Airport. I used to stay in a tiny village on the outskirts of Delhi where I would envision this dream sitting on top of the terrace. And I would wonder to myself, could this tiny 8-year-old Zoya ever fly one of those beautiful flying objects? Well, the dream was strong, but what was stronger was the fact, the very constant echo of the word impossible, which drowned out the jet engine's noise in my ears. Zoya, it's impossible. Where you're coming from, don't even think about it. But you know what was even stronger? The choice of the inner voice that Zoya had. Zoya, impossible? Just read it the other way. It's I am possible. There is nothing in this world which is impossible, right? Now you can see this Zoya who's sitting in the flight deck of a Boeing 777-300ER, so truly, right? But that 8-year-old Zoya did not know where she's going to reach back in those days, right? So coming forward from that story, I am possible. From there, I come from a background where my parents did not believe my ability or my dream to become a pilot, to take on as an aviator. Anyways, because from the background I was in, I was taught to walk in the shadow of my elders and the men of my family. I'm talking about the 90s while I was growing up. So coming from there, to come to a platform where I was dreaming to become a pilot was an absolute taboo, an absolute no. However, the very same voice of the 8-year-old Zoya kept on telling her, Zoya, go, you can do it. Do not bow down, do not give in, go. And from there, I went and I enrolled into St. Stephen's College. I was always academically inclined. So my parents, when they saw me doing two-sided studies, from 6 a.m. in the morning till 3:30 p.m., I would go and do my college studies. I was pursuing a science degree from there. And from 3:30, I would take a bus to the other side of the city and go and pursue my aviation studies. Come back home by 9:30 p.m., just in time for the electricity to flicker out. I would spend hours under the street lights just outside my house to be able to complete my assignments because I had no leverage to carry forward my assignments the next day. I would sleep by 12 a.m., get up at 6 a.m. and do this all over again. I think by the end of it, my parents felt a little sorry for me. You know, my dad, who was a little sympathetic towards me, told me, Ja Simran, ja, jeele apni zindagi. Because he finally realized the amount of hard work that I put in. I deserved for that to have my flying dream, to give it a shot at least. 30 years from then, from the time that 8-year-old Zoya stood up and sat on the terrace, looking at the starry constellation, gleaming, dreaming, gazing, staring at them, to this Zoya of today, who has flown, commanded a Boeing 777-300ER, a 352,000 kilograms airplane, and that too amongst the starry constellation, beneath the Aurora Borealis. Who knows about Aurora Borealis here? Okay, so Northern Lights, great. Over the North Pole, it's been 30 years, and today I have flown an airplane. Little did that 8-year-old Zoya think back in the days, in 90s, that this Zoya would do the unbeatable and create a world history today. So my friends, all my students, my youngsters out there is nothing truly which is impossible. As a pilot, I am trained to process a lot of information from various means, from my crew members, from my instruments, from my company, and come to a successful, tangible, and an absolutely correct decision. Because in this profession, unlike other professions, I don't have the luxury of going wrong. Because not only for a mistake you pay with your life, but you're also dealing with the lives of 3,500 passengers behind. Ask me how 3,500. Any guesses? Is there any plane which can fit 3,500? No, right? So 350, and for every single passenger, you have at least 10 lives associated with them, which makes it 3,500 people. You're carrying that responsibility on your shoulders, which makes it even more amazingly special, because you want to be true to your job at every single time. I'll speak about one of the incidents which the Honorable Principal actually spoke about earlier. In 2015, I took off from Delhi for New York JFK. I was a commander, and it was really, really bad weather. Lightning, thunderstorm, the works out of Delhi. After taking off, 1 hour into the flight, I come to know about a sick passenger. And I had two choices. The first choice was, I can just continue the flight. Second choice was, my company will lose almost $500,000. $500,000 is like a lot of money, right? If you convert it into Indian rupees. Because I had to take out a lot of massive amount of fuel to go back to Delhi. And the Zoya inside of me, not the Captain Zoya, the Zoya inside of me saw that sick lady as a mother, as a sister, as a wife, as a daughter, as a human being. And we all know that the cost of life is inequitable to anything. It's absolutely above every single thing. So I decided to turn back. I had no second to waste. I quickly turned back my behemoth of a 777 back to Delhi, 180 degrees. I negotiated with air traffic controllers, since I was flying over Pakistan at that point in time, to be able to jettison the fuel. Now, jettisoning is a little technical term. Jettisoning means when you take out the fuel out of the airplane. I was carrying fuel to operate from Delhi to the other side of the globe, New York, JFK. And I had to take out almost an Olympic-sized pool fuel out of my airplane before coming in and landing into Delhi, because Delhi had extremely terrible weather. And I did not have the leverage to take out fuel close to Delhi, as it had lightning. We all know the formula for lightning plus fuel, right? The very fact that I stand in front of you to tell this story is that we survived. And of course, we were able to negotiate with Pakistani air traffic controllers to take out the fuel in the airspace. Having said that, coming into Delhi, again, due to bad weather, a lot of variations were there, runway changes. We finally landed and got that passenger the medical attention she needed. Post that, another challenge awaited. I had to convince my crew, all of them, to continue their working day 16 hours more than what they're already put in by then, to go take off for New York, as if we were to cancel the flight, it would have entailed more financial loss for my company, which I did not want. And guess what? The power of positivity, the willpower, what you want to really do, you will do it. We did it. We tried taking off for New York again. Another challenge. Well, life is full of challenges, isn't it? That's what makes it exciting. So I was faced with another challenge, which was now all the fuel that I took out of my airplane, now I was falling short of 1,000 kilograms of fuel. I have always learned about this phrase, heard about this phrase, you guys have too, thinking out of the box, right? Please raise your hands who all have heard that. Everybody. Now, how many times in this life we do get an opportunity to think out of the box? Mostly we just hear it. But I would say very rarely would you actually get an opportunity to say, I have truly thought out of the box today, which is what I did on that particular flight. We did something very interesting. We started the engines of a gigantic Boeing 777-300ER. Who has seen the Boeing 777-300ER? It's a huge bird. Has somebody spotted it? No? Okay, we'll just show you the image of a Boeing 777-300ER. So we were standing next to the runway, and over there we started our engines. We took off for New York, JFK. We landed in New York, and we discovered that the passengers survived. We were so grateful to the Almighty that the passengers survived, and everything went successfully, right? Not working? So, coming back to my story, if I were to tell my flying stories, I think I can spend easily the next 10 days. And I'm a woman, I'm a girl, so I can talk. Do not underestimate me. So I will cut short my experiences, because 17 years of airline experience, it's quite a lot. Coming back, I was this 8-year-old Zoya who, despite of all the challenges, did not give up. 30 years it took me to accomplish my dream. This journey was long and an arduous one, but the one which was powered by hope, self-belief, determination, fortitude, zeal, zest, persistence, perseverance, hard work. I can go on and on with the adjectives. I am here on a platform to tell my journey, because I feel it is so easy in life to give up when your environment is not conducive to your thoughts and ideas. I personally had to fight a lot with every single person around me, my entire family, my entire environment, so as to be able to achieve my dreams. Because this society that I grew up in, even till today, does not see women in leadership roles, let alone an airline commander. So I want to be able to inspire every single person out there, a little girl, a woman, a youth, every single child out here, every single person who's watching this on a global platform, that if this Zoya, who was an 8-year-old, can, from dreaming on top of a terrace, cross the North Pole, command the Boeing 777-300ER, be the first one to do so in the world. That is the power of dream. That is the power of achieving the goal. If I can do it, so can you. If I can change one life out here, I think this is my purpose of life is done. Remember, every single great reality today, tomorrow, whichever was, whichever is going to be, it all starts with one thing, which is a dream. And that dream begins with a dreamer. And that dreamer is all of you guys out here. So do not lose hope. Do not give in. Do not give up. Replace one word. Give all to that power of achieving the goal, of achieving that dream, and you will do it. You are cleared for takeoff against the wind. Namaskar. Jai Hind.